Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need me. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need me. I know when I like it. You know me one day. I know when I like it.
Hello guys, me and my friend Saida, but she's not here yet. She'll be here any minute. I don't know. But today, now, more precisely, we will give you all an information about LGBTQ and plus. Throughout human life, different sexual orientation and heterosexuality have been accepted and even normalized throughout history. But in recent centuries, it has been more difficult for people in different relationships to live in peace due to the fear of conservative heterosexual views, which consider couples that are not generally composed of a man and a woman as highly unnatural in society and the law. Only some of them, as the case might be, don't feel that they are all insecure or that there is even a society that accepts them for what they are. However, in recent years, the LGBTQ plus movement has undergone many changes that can be considered quite significant. Therefore, in this presentation, we will discuss and focus on one aspect of non-straight marriage. And my friend Saida, she will take control of this presentation for a while.
Gay marriage or same sex marriage has been rejected and faced a lot of struggles for many years, as it was banned in many countries and states. Gay people had a long fight to make it possible, but to this day it is still controversial and even banned in some countries because it still encounters legal barriers to government recognition of their same sex relationships. They have been denied the right of healthcare, elder rights, and equal access to social services. So, many of their movements were in the hope of having better and equal rights and defend their own rights, especially the right of marriage. And in this video, we are going to approach this issue of gay marriage and its lifespan struggle through the help of 4 cartoons and highlight why it has been denied for so long and still depends on the state, and why it is viewed as worse than straight marriage.
Actually, we are going to talk about the gay marriage political cartoons.
Why gay marriage has been rejected for a while. While the existence and acceptance of LGBTQI plus people in society and the law has been a struggle for decades, 2015 marked a turning point in American history as the court's decision to legalize gay marriage nationwide became a milestone, an achievement in the fight for equal rights for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people. This change did not happen suddenly and overnight. It has been a very long struggle to make it possible until 2004, when Massachusetts became the first state to legalize gay marriage in the same year where the first legal same-sex marriage was performed on May 17, 2004, and the years since Washington, D.C. and 37 states have followed the decision. With this law, the Supreme Court ensures that same-sex marriages are legal throughout the country, regardless of the state in which they were performed. Same-sex couples have the same federal rights as heterosexual couples, including the right to be protected by law. Even though LGBTQI plus rights are accepted by a very large portion of the population today, a century ago, widespread acceptance of LGBTQ plus rights was unthinkable and impossible. For instance, in the 1920s, a gay rights organization was founded in the United States, but it was forced to close soon after due to political pressure that had become too strong and influential, and it was not until the early 1960s that some states began to abolish laws prohibiting homosexual acts. This refusal of acceptance of gay marriage at that time is perceived and highlighted in the first political cartoon, which is in fact a symbol of political outrage and an unpleasantment about gay marriage. The cartoonist Ben Sargent wanted to deliver a message through drawing two old men reading the statement of the United States Constitution, and one of them, with a sore-faced, says expletively homosexual agenda. We can see that they are clearly criticizing the gay marriage amendment, which for them is against and contradicts their conservative beliefs and convictions. The air of contempt reflects their refusal to accept differences, and that only their beliefs and choices are acceptable, and that the law should not accept them either. And as Audre Lorde said, who is an American feminist writer and social activist, it is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. Of course, not everything went smoothly, as the first turning point in this battle came in June 1969, when a police raid on a New York City gay bar sparked civil protests. Hundreds of people mobilized, which led to the formation of activist groups. Since then, every June, the Stonewall protests have been commemorated in gay pride parades. These demonstrations can be seen in the third political cartoon of Chain Law. Through these two images, we can interpret a demonstration that opposes two views of two camps in the past and present. One side who demand equal rights of gay people, and on the other hand, those who oppose it. It shows that even society's views on same-sex marriage has changed over the years, but unfortunately, there are still some opponents of it stuck in time and doesn't change their point of view on this subject, as this guy in this cartoon who was and still against gay marriage and gay rights. And this reflects that gay marriage as a social question is still controversial and still face lots of hate and rage from some people.
And why would gay marriage be worse than a traditional marriage? Indeed, the opponents of gay marriage have different arguments, such as saying that it's nonsense, unnatural, very strange, and other things that make it look bad. Some people said that saving future generations is not possible with their method. We need a male and a female to save our generation, but in this case, people think that is not usual. We note that this is the same argument said by conservatives during the protests about mixed marriage in the 1960s during apartheid. But the main argument of the anti-gay marriage movement is that you need a man and a woman in a marriage, right? To be able to raise your children in a healthy way and be a good parent. Even though, as the second cartoon shows us, there are many unhealthy heterosexual marriages where some people abuse or toxic marriage, such as wanting to marry someone you just met and under rather bizarre conditions, or someone who has been married and divorced 6 times but still wants to get married. However, the anti-gay marriage movement turns a blind eye to these situations, which are common in the United States, and refers to gay marriage as a situation that is not conducive to raising a child. As the world keeps changing, so does their mentality and mindset. Some people who were against gay marriage in the 1990s are now more supportive of it, like Hillary Clinton, who was against gay marriage then, but would have known that she had changed her mind today. Gay divorce has been legalized in California since 2008, but it was difficult to define until 2013, when gay marriage was finally legalized nationwide or nationally. Fortunately, in recent years, more and more precedents have been set, paving the way for equal treatment for same-sex couples and equal consideration under the law. Although same-sex couples generally receive the same benefits as heterosexual couples, they still face a lot of red tape when trying to get certified and legalized. In the fourth cartoon, as we can see the description of a person who takes advantage of the whole system, like Robin. He waits until he can marry Batman and get a divorce to get half of the property or the assets, and then leave him with the other man. We can see here the critique of certain people who marry very rich people but later divorce them just to make more money. From this illustration, we can conclude that this can happen at any time. Regardless of the type of couple, it doesn't matter if it's same sex marriage or heterosexual marriage. And thanks to these four cartoons, we can conclude this video. For a way too long time, heterosexual conservatives have given them the right to criticize gay marriage, often with arguments that would apply to their marriage, claiming that only their kind of relationship would have good outcomes. Whereas, in reality, everyone should have the right to love every human he wants to. Thankfully, mindsets are changing. Nowadays, more and more people are teaching standards as low as those cartoons and helping LGBTQ plus people to make a stand for themselves, and hopefully it will only get better from now on, as it is slowly getting better and better for non-heterosexual couples. And here are some memes that we got.